Well, good morning.
Good
Good morning.
morning. I was filming our new little 30-second timer. It was so exciting.
Building
Wasn't
up
that
to
so
some
fun?
excitement.
I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
I feel so important.
Exciting times.
Yay.
Y'all have a good weekend?
We did. We went to haunted houses, a couple 12-year-olds and my sister and her friend. But I may have acted like the bigger 12-year-old. I'm not sure. I was afraid I wouldn't have a voice today from screaming and falling to the ground in pure terror. So, but it was fun.
Were you being dramatic?
Surely you're not scared. Are you scared in a haunted house?
No, but it is. I mean, sometimes it's scary.
No, I definitely get scared. I hate haunted houses. I cannot stand them. You know, that fight or flight in your body that kicks in.
Yeah, that's why I just like drop to the ground.
Yeah.
It's not a real good defense position, but it was fun. How about y'all?
Yeah. I don't like open houses either.
Open houses or haunted houses?
I mean, haunted houses or open houses, either one.
I kept saying that to Nick. I'm like, we're going to go to the open house tomorrow. And he's like, do you mean haunted house? I'm like, oh, yeah. We all have realtor brain.
Oh boy. We traveled back from our fall break trip, so our fall break is over. Our 2 weeks of fun are ending, and school was back in session this morning. So
Back
back
to
to
the
our
real
regular
world.
schedule. Yep.
Yeah. How about you, Tanya?
I went to this wonderful town called Coleman, and we went and videoed a house. It's like 45 minutes from here. And then we went and ate the best pizza in Texas. That's in Coleman.
All right. Man,
You'll have to
gonna
take
make
us.
guys like
Well, if
dives
y'all
and
ever come down here, I'll take y'all there. You'll be Nick and Matt would love it because a lot of people in Coleman, like it's more hunting land and
They would love
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
buddy.
So today we are talking about one of my favorite things, social. Oh, and I have my voice back.
Oh, yay.
Yes.
That's
Thank
right.
It's been like
Yeah.
4 weeks. So today we are talking about social media.
Yes.
And yes, one of my favorite things about it's not really one of my favorite things. It's one of my things that I tell myself that I love. I love video. It's kind of like, when I was trying to do open houses and I'd be like, I love open houses, trying to convince myself.
Mhm.
Well, same thing with video. I think that video is it's kind of like going to a haunted house, it's really scary. It's one of the scariest things that there is to do is to put yourself out there on video. And it's really funny because, at some of our quarterly events, Caleb, he's sitting over here. He's really mean to me sometimes. He does all of our marketing stuff. And he played one of my first videos that I did, and it is so horrible. But to look back and think, oh my gosh, like we sent that out to clients and to see, how far we've come. I think the biggest thing about video is just to do it. And now it's so much easier than ever before to be able to do video.
I've been listening to the book by David Groggins that Can't Hurt Me. One of the things he talks about is running to the things that you're afraid of, and where it's uncomfortable. That's where he would run and kind of flock to that. So I think whether it's social media or it's video, like that's I think that's a good strategy. Is like wherever you're uncomfortable, that's where the most amount of growth lies. So.
Yeah.
Run, sprint, marathon to it,
Yes. Well, I want to give you all some tips on doing videos. One of the things that I learned, it was last year when we were in Tahoe, somebody was speaking and, they were like, just do video, like just start, try to do a video every day, which I know is hard to do at first, but there's so many things. So you can go to Answer the Public, which is free. You get so many that you can do, I think a day, like topics, and you go in and you can say, like, what is the you type in like a few words and it'll give you like what's the biggest on Google. So you can ask different questions, find out those topics. Then you can take that topic and you can go to Chat GPT, and we pay, I think, for Chat GPT, but I know there's a free version too. So you can go to Chat GPT, you can type in, write me a script for how to tell sellers to stage a house, something like that. It's going to give you the script. Read it. You can say, make it 60 seconds, make it simple, make it punchy, write it in a third grade level, all these different things. So it's not just a Chat GPT script. Now take that and make some changes, because you don't just want to have a Chat GPT script, right? You want to make a couple of changes in it. Then if you're not super comfortable making videos, download an app. There's teleprompter app you can download. I think that's what you have too, Tara, is the, and Heather, I don't know which one do you use, or do you have one?
Big View, like VU, letter VU. It's free.
One. So if you're not comfortable, here's the thing, I see some people and they're making a video, and granted, I've been there, so I'm not making fun. I mean, this is a real thing. And they'll be like looking down, like reading their video. You don't have to do that anymore. I mean, you just put your phone up, you have your teleprompter app, and it's like telling you the words to say. Now, you want to try to make it sound like you're not reading it. So kind of like when I first started out a year ago making videos more often, I would have those on my phone. I would say it several times until it sounded like, I knew what I was talking about and I wasn't just reading a script. And, but anyway, so you have that, you record it, you can see yourself doing it. So you can make sure that, you need to be doing staging, or, whatever it is that you're smiling, you can see yourself doing it. And I think that helps so much in making your videos, because you see, what you're doing, then you can watch it. And then one of the best things I found this weekend, whenever I was looking over stuff, there is this other AI tool, and it's called submagic.co, not com, but .co. And they have a free version. They also have some that you can pay for, but they do the best captions. I mean, almost as good. So we have a virtual assistant that does ours. This does a really good job. You can pick like which ones you want, and you can do the Hormozy, effect that's so popular right now. There's different ones that you can choose from. So it's easier than ever, but you do want to try to put captions on there. There's lots of different other editing tools. We have some people on our team, they use CapCut, which we can always do a class on that. I'm just not that smart to figure that out. It's easier for me to kind of do it this way. It's just like a simple, process. And then I can go in and add captions and stuff with the submagic.co. There's actually a couple different ones, but that was like the top rated ones too, whenever I went and looked. And I actually made a couple of videos. I haven't published them yet, but put the captions on it through that, and they really do look good. So
yeah. I forgot what the percentage is, but I know it's high on videos that are watched, is that the majority, like I'm just gonna make something up, 75% are people read the video, so that's why those captions are so important, is most people.
That's me.
Yeah.
I don't ever have my volume on, but I'll read it. So if you don't have captions, I'm just going to skip over it.
Right.
So if it's something that I'm really interested in, then I'll turn the volume so I can hear it and listen. But I kind of want to see what it's about first before I turn on the volume. And I think a lot of people do that. So
for sure. Yeah. Well, I think when it comes to social media, like a lot of, this is how I was at first, and a lot of the agents on our team, it's like, well, what do you post about and how much is too much? And I think it's like, it's trying to find a balance, which, the first thing is something's better than nothing. Sometimes we get so wrapped up. I'm terrible at that. Is like getting so wrapped up and trying to think it through and want it to be perfect that you end up doing nothing at all. But it's kind of a balance of, you want it to be work related because you want to remind people that you're in real estate, So obviously, like, okay, you get a new listing or you help a client sell something. But then there's ways to remind people you're in real estate without just posting about your listings all the time. Like maybe it's a beautiful day and you take a picture like, oh, it's a great day to show houses today. Look how pretty it is outside, And so it's like, oh yeah, I forgot they're in real estate. It's a nice way to remind them without always being in your face. And then posting about your personal life too, about your kids or a vacation or something, is you want people to get a feel and a sense of what it's like to work with you before they actually do work with you. And so I think if it's just all work related, sometimes it's hard to build that rapport and that warmth, or you just seem like just another realtor. So posting some professional and some personal is a good way to go about it.
I
So
think too, we have a lot of agents that start and they don't really have any friends on social media. And I think that's another big thing, is to make sure that you're building your friend list. So go and friend people that are in your city or your county or wherever you're, wanting to sell houses. I think that's a big thing too. Sorry, Heather, go ahead.
you're fine. There's an agent on our team who he started kind of exposing his family, not in a negative way, but they have 5 children. So it's easy to have a lot of content to work with there. But every day, everybody's watching his stories and you see what's going on in his life. And I've been out in the public with them before, and it's amazing the number of people who come up and say, "Oh my gosh, I follow you on social media. You don't know who I am, but your family's so cute." And they'll call their kids by name. So,
Oh, wow.
anyways, he gets a lot of business just from people who believe they know him because he's let them into their lives. So
Mhm.
they reach out and they want to work directly with him. And he doesn't even have to be interviewed for the position. I mean, he's hired on the spot because they have seen him on social media.
They
Uh,
already
it's
know
not
him and like him.
difficult. I mean, he just shows some glimpses of his day, and he is a funny guy. So he does tell jokes and makes fun of his wife every once in a while. So, they keep us captivated that way because we're always wondering what he's going to, like last night, his wife had some roller things in her hair, and he said, "Here, I'm just trying to watch TV, and here she had these things trying to roll her hair."
Funny.
So, anyways, we all enjoy watching that, and that's an easy way. It doesn't cost anything. Very
Mhm.
inexpensive, free, if you want to look at it that way, and you can develop a database of people who feel like they know you and will hire you. And as Tanya said, I think this is important. For a long time on social media, if I didn't know somebody and they wanted to request my friendship, I didn't accept it. So I got to the point, actually, the agent I was just mentioning said, "Oh, if you've got X number of mutual friends, it's probably a safe bet. Just go ahead and accept at that level and above." So I went through and I added a whole bunch of people that I didn't know that had requested my friendship who are now following me because we had, say, 40 mutual friends. So it was easy to know that they're a valid, real person in our community and they have no reason to be kept away from the content that I'm producing.
So
For
something
sure.
that I heard too, and I've really taken this in is, whenever you're looking at your friend list is, for them to be in the same area or an agent that's anywhere, because you could get referrals. So,
Mhm.
I try to, those are kind of my rules. Abilene area, if you don't live here, or an agent.
Yeah. Well, I think a big thing with social media is being consistent. I think so many agents, whether it's, like back in the day, running an ad in a paper, or throwing something on the radio, they do it like one time and they're like, well, I don't understand why I don't have like 47 new listings now. But it's about being consistent. And it's the same thing with social media. I mean, the nice thing is it doesn't cost anything for the most part, but your time, but it's just being consistent and trying to do something every day, whether it's video or like you said, using chat GPT or whatever, is if you get a script, we'll use that script and post it as just a post with like a picture,
Mhm.
is are your whatever you're going to be saying, post that down and below in the comments. Now you've got a video with captions, but then you also have it written out below. But I think just doing that and being consistent and trying to do something, whether it's every day or like you said, give yourself a goal of like, okay, I'm going to post for the next 30 days, I'm going to post a video 5 days a week or whatever, and give yourself a little go, do it, find another agent and y'all team up and kind of be each other's accountability buddy for the
Yeah.
week or the month.
Yeah. I just think social media is a great thing. I mean, just the other day, I actually got a buyer that was texting me through Instagram,
Mhm.
wanting to buy a house. And, I mean, I do a lot I do agent tips on social media, and I do, things about buying and selling. So you're kind of just mixing it up. But I think it's just being present on social media.
And
So,
people are not always looking to make a move. So you don't want them just to be your friend or just to be following you during that transitional period. You want them also in those in between years to want to be captivated by your content and connected so that you're top of mind at all times. And they refer you to others, and then they come back to you later. So in order to do that, you've got to find something that you're passionate about that you can share insight on. Like if you're interested in interiors of homes and trends of design work and such, you could talk about home interiors and share trends and what's happening in the world of home decor. Everybody likes to know, the things that have gone out or the things that are coming in, and want to keep up to date with their style and fashion in their homes. So that's something that you can stay relative and still be connected with those folks, and they don't lose interest in following you.
I think too, doing a lot, like in the community. So we have an agent on our team, and she runs a page called This is Abilene. And she goes, to different, like if there's a restaurant opening or a store opening, and, just talks about it. She posts it on there, and then she also posts it on her social media. And then sometimes she may talk about a house, on the This is Abilene page that she has also. But it's a good way to, really talk about the community, because at the end of the day, I think you want to be the news for people. News is depressing, especially right now. It's horrible. So you want to be the one that shines some light out into the world, like what are some positive things that are happening, did a business just have an anniversary, or something that just opened? I mean, there's just so many things that you can go out there and talk about. And that also makes you the person, that's in the know for them to look for things. And I think that's a great way to share and to build your business. And especially, like you said, Heather, for those that are maybe not wanting to buy or sell right now, but, they're going back to you. They see that you are the one that's in the know. So I think that's a good way to build your business.
Yeah, that's what every week we look to see kind of what's coming up for the weekend, things to do, and we'll post that on our social media. It's just something engaging, has nothing to do with real estate, but just lets people know, what fun things there are to do. And I think, doing market updates, even though that's real estate related, but it's the one thing everybody is always so interested in, especially right now with the market being so kind of odd, is every time you go anywhere, you can be in the line at Starbucks, pumping gas. Doesn't matter. And you say you're in real estate, the first question everybody asks is, how's the market? What's going on in the market? So just even doing a market update of what's going on is for anybody that owns a home or has even been thinking about it. Even if they're not ready right now, they're just always interested in what's going on.
I'll actually give a tip with that too, that we have just recently found that has worked better. So we were doing these reels, which obviously are graphics that are just changing when we're doing market updates. It's not a video of me. It's just a reel with graphics changing with market updates. However, what we've seen actually that has gotten more traction is just posting a gallery of still images on Facebook or on Instagram. And people are actually commenting on it and having conversations. And we're getting more traction with that than we did with the reels, which you tend to believe people are following more. But the market data, for whatever reason, seems to be better suited as a still image than it is as a video. Maybe they have more time to let their brain absorb what they're actually seeing than having to watch it, 15 times to get that data. Which I know is good for numbers, but they're not enjoying that as much. So
That's true. So this is obviously talking about social media. So when you guys are talking about social media, there's so many different things and it's really overwhelming. So what things do you guys concentrate on in your business when it comes to social media? Which platforms?
We do a lot on Facebook, Instagram, and then our YouTube channel. We actually have a lot of people that have moved to Abilene because of our YouTube channel. So we could do a lot from that.
I think demographics wise, again, because we want to go after the clients or potential clients that we can reach, Facebook is the best one for our business, and then YouTube as well. we're just not dialed in as much into YouTube as we should be because we just don't have the man hours to be able to get into it as we'd like. But I know that those are the two platforms with our database that we need to be reaching people through. Instagram is just a kind of easy way to copy and move over your content from Facebook without having to create anything new. So
What about TikTok? Are you guys doing a lot with it?
we've done some, and actually we had, I guess, I don't know if it was a TikTok or a reel. We had something go viral, and it's had almost like 2 million hits or something,
Wow.
which was crazy. It was just a silly thing, not even worth explaining. It had nothing to do really with real estate other than buying a house in your future. Anyways, it went viral. So we have some of that just to capture that audience, but I don't feel like that's who we're going after because, yeah, we might have had traction through the country.
Mhm.
We want traction in our local markets. So while that was great, it wasn't fantastic for business. Then it made the numbers look good for a minute, but it did not help us gain any new listings or buyers from. So, but yeah,
from like obviously the three of us go to a lot of conferences.
Yeah.
And so, through that, I just learned, starting, I don't know, a couple months ago, they were like, whenever you make a reel or, a video, just post it on, if it's a longer video on YouTube, shorter YouTube shorts, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I mean, just so that's kind of like what we do is just post it everywhere and it's there. So, but I would say most of our business that we get comes from Facebook or YouTube, and YouTube is pretty big for us. So, and we do a lot of different things for YouTube. So just showing off our city and what's going on. So,
Yeah.
how are you all using social media to market your inventory?
Go ahead.
we, so Caleb and Amanda sitting over here, they actually, are always researching, other people in other states, like in their videos, like what are they doing? And so we did one, I think that was really fun of a video with Zach. And it was actually something that we copied from, who was it? Brian Serhant. And so in this video, Ryan was like in tennis shorts and he was carrying his tennis or probably pickleball racket, going through a house. And at the very end, he's like hitting the ball. So we did this with Zach, but he's going through the house and he's holding a basketball because they had a basketball goal. And it was like he went through the house and it was all kind of fast. And at the very end, he shoots the basketball and, he's like, hey, do I make it? No, he doesn't. But we had a lot of people commenting, like, I watched that whole video because I wanted to see if he made the shot. So I think it's, looking and seeing, because I think if you're just standing there the whole time, like the videos that we've done in the past, like, oh, I'm at 123 Main Street. Let me give you a tour of this house. Like so many people have seen it. It's like, what can you be doing that's, different?
Tanya, I love the video that you're talking about too. I remember watching it. It'd be awesome if you shared it in the group and so everybody could watch it. I think that's
I'll post it there.
Yeah, that's a great video to kind of copy off of.
And then we just did another one where, it was kind of like we were just living in the house, like we're opening the refrigerator, getting something to drink, laying on the bed, laying in the bathtub. I had a towel on my head, we're just trying to do things, that are different from what we had been doing. Just number one, when you're doing a lot of videos, you're like, oh my gosh, like we've got to be doing something different. So, that's what we ended up doing. And that may have been from Ryan too. I don't know. It was from we just research stuff, but I'll post the one of Zach because that one was really good.
You can actually reach a large audience for people who haven't ran Facebook ads. You can reach a huge number of people by running a Facebook ad. For limited money. I mean, and it's easy to do. If you just go through the step-by-step process, it guides you and tells you exactly what to do and gives you advice along the way. And believe it or not, Facebook has some great folks that will help you to learn more about Facebook ads, believe it or not. They're a big company, but they actually have reps that will work with you and show you what's working and what's not and have you do A/B testing and that sort of thing. It's really impressive how much time they spend with small businesses to get them to be successful with Facebook marketing.
And, one of the things I learned, I mean, y'all know I'm a nerd and I research crap all the time. So, I did a lot of like Frank Kern classes, and he was just saying, you spend $5 a day on an ad. That's it. See how it goes. And I mean, that's like the cheapest that you can do for leads. I mean, or you can just post them and do it organically if you've been adding friends and ask your friends to share them. I mean, and then it's basically, free unless you're having to pay somebody to film it.
Right.
But so often now, I mean, so many people use their phones. So, I mean, a lot of the stuff you can do for free. And, in this market and this economy, I know everybody is cutting expenses and trying to do things as cheaply as they can. So, that's why I was so excited whenever I found that submagic.co that can put captions on for free, because that's what people need right now, are inexpensive things to market themselves and market their listings. But you got to think too. So if you're a seller and you're looking for somebody to list your house, I mean, what do you do first? Like, just like if you get a buyer, what do you do with that buyer? You look them up.
Mhm.
What
Right.
do they do on social media? So what do people do with us? They look us up. So make sure that your social media is not private, because people want to know who they're working with, so they're going to look you up. If you're not marketing yourself and your stuff on social media, I mean, why should somebody list with you? I mean, what kind of marketer are you? I mean, I think that's so important, especially right now when it's harder than ever to get a buyer.
Well,
So,
that brings up a good point too, I think, because remember when we are talking about social media, people are going to research you. And I always laugh because as a realtor, I'm careful about what I post and what I say and what I don't say. Is one time, a long time ago, and still to this day, it's probably my most liked and commented post on Facebook, is I said, as a realtor, I'm very careful about what I say. And if Facebook is still around when I retire, I'm going to light this thing up. And so remember is that, we all have opinions, but not everybody needs to hear them, especially on social media, as you alienate audiences. And also just like, if you're out having fun, I mean, everybody's going to lighten up and have fun, but like, look at some of your images, or maybe how you're dressed or how you're acting. Like, it's like, do you really want people to see that? Because, like it or not, people are going to judge you based off what you do. So just keep that in mind when it comes to social media as well.
yeah, I actually, I saw this from somebody else, and so, copied it. I think most of what we do is not original, right? We see somebody else. So we're actually doing, for my birthday, 10 days of giveaways that we're starting tomorrow. And that was just, I got a lot of stuff on Amazon Prime deals. I mean, best time to buy stuff. And so we're starting to do giveaways, just another way to, try to reach people, hopefully build a bigger audience just, in our city. So there's lots of different things that you can do.
I thought you were going to say you're going to have 10 days of giving you presents for your birthday. That
You know,
sounds more fun.
I actually prefer to give stuff than get it.
Okay, you can give it to me.
Here, I'll just give it all to you. I'm sure you're going to want my wine.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Cool.
All the exciting things. But yeah, I mean, I just think there's so many different things that you can do. I just recommend, going on, looking at people, finding agents to be friends with that are not just in your city, but are in different places, so that you're not doing the same thing as somebody in your city, so that you're original. So
And you get
there's
ideas.
so many ideas out there. It just takes, a Saturday of researching and, looking to see what somebody does that maybe you can do too, that maybe is kind of fits your personality. So
Definitely.
lots
Yeah,
of
this
fun.
has been some very great information, and we're going to
I know.
announce this week's topic, which is business planning and goal setting for 2024.
Yeah,
So-
that'll be next week. And then also on the next, Thursday, the 26th at 10, we're going to start putting out a link and for, how to
Expired listings.
No.
Yeah.
Hold on, hold
We have
on.
so many.
Hold, please. How to survive in a
Yes.
down market.
Yes.
Not
How
survive, but thrive.
Survive.
to
Yes.
thrive in a downturning
I don't
market.
want to survive.
Yeah, so that's actually going to be about an hour that will be giving you tips on how to have a great year in 2024. So I'm really excited about that. So we'll be sending out those links because we can't wait to see everybody on it.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds
All
good.
right, everybody, y'all
See you
have a
next
great week.
time.
See ya.
Bye.